So it's April 1st when this episode comes out, and I want to tell you something that is absolutely not a joke. There was a woman at the nail salon. So I wasn't there. My friend told me this story. This woman was maybe 90. She was dropping F-bombs left and right, and everyone in the room loves her. She was getting her nails done, completely unbothered by who was listening or what they thought about what she was saying. And there was another woman in the salon who looked up and was just thrilled by it, said this was her favorite word. So my friends and I were talking about this and trying to figure out what is that all about? Because here's the thing, I'm personally not impressed by swearing. It is ubiquitous now. Um, and I have noticed that as soon as somebody starts swearing, they suddenly, instantly become popular. So, what's actually happening with that? I think it's not the word, it's that the person is showing up boldly and has completely stopped managing other people's comfort. And that is rare enough that it feels like a superpower and is very attractive. So, before I go any further, I just want to ask you, have you ever considered how personality connects to style? If you're interested in that connection, I have a free video masterclass called The Myers-Briggs Key to Signature Style. You can find the link in the show description or at my website, signaturestylesystems.com. Now, most people think they're drawn to someone who swears because it's refreshing. But actually, I think what they're responding to is someone who has stopped managing other people's comfort. Think about what it takes to be that woman. You're not scanning to see who might be offended, or maybe you are and you think that's cool that you offended somebody. But you're not apologizing for it. That is not really about swearing as much as it is about self-possession. And here's what my friends and I also came to in that same conversation. Almost everyone feels at least a little bit like they are so different from everybody else that no one could really ever understand them. So, F-bomb woman is magnetic because she stopped hiding that. And most people never do. Showing up as who you actually are takes more nerve than dropping an F bomb, and it is infinitely more meaningful. So, there's a particular version of invisibility that sometimes happens, often happens as women age. It's not just cultural. And I think that that's what a lot of people would like for you to believe. And that can sometimes be real, but there's also a chosen version, and that is quietly, gradually, for reasons that feel responsible and virtuous. You soften your opinions, you wear the neutral, and you make yourself easy to be around. And then one day you realize you have optimized yourself right out of the room. Recently, I did a color palette for a woman who's a little older than me. Her inherent coloring is fairly subtle. Other colorists had given her quiet, muted palettes to match, but her personality is vibrant. Her aesthetic is intense. And she mentioned being inspired by Iris Apfel and uh, yeah, because just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to be quiet or go away. Um, we want to continue to show up and participate in life. So she was uninspired by the version of herself that was only the subtle, quiet colors. She didn't need a quiet palette. She needed permission to be who she actually is. So her palette combines the intensity of her personality and aesthetic with the quieter colors of her inherent coloring in a way that's seamless and bespoke. It's only her palette. But this is how to be popular as you age, not necessarily by chasing trends. It's by becoming more visible, fully visible as yourself. Because when you do that, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. And that's what makes you magnetic. That's what keeps you connected to younger people, older people, different people. That's what makes you inspiring to those people. You're not fading, you are becoming. Um, so here's what I want you to sit with. Showing up as yourself, it's not one thing, it's 100 small decisions. It can be stepping up to do something that you know you can do, even when no one's asked you to do it, or declining to do something that you know is not for you without over explaining. It can be saying what you actually prefer out loud in the room. Like, do you like this kind of music? Wearing the color that is actually you, not the one that asks the least from people. Every one of those decisions is the same act of nerve. It's boldly showing up as yourself. It's boldness. And that's the same act of nerve as the F-bomb woman at the nail salon. Everyone says, I am allowed to be here as I actually am. And we all, that's what we're all invited to into, because God made each of us just the way we are. That is the way he loves us. And that is the way that we can be in our authentic identity and even connect to God. So your wardrobe is part of this, not because clothes are the most important thing, but because they're the most visible thing. When people see you, they just see the outside of you first. And when what you wear matches who you are, people see you actually before you even say a word. If it doesn't, you're already managing their perception before the conversation starts. So if your outside doesn't match your inside, it's not a small thing. It's suppression, quiet suppression. So the congruence code, that's where I help women close that gap. It starts with a 2-hour conversational personality profiling session, and you walk away with your cognitive function stack, your personality style blueprint, and a seasonal energy color palette. If now is the time to stop managing how you show up and start being seen for who you actually are, I would love to work with you on that. Here's something simple you can do this week to integrate these principles into your wardrobe. Pull out one thing that you own that feels like the real you, not the practical you or the appropriate you, the actual you. Wear it this week, somewhere where it might be slightly unexpected, and then just notice what happens. Thank you for being here for Signature Style Systems. Have fun being you, and I will meet you back here again real soon.